The RTX 4090 is the holy grail of graphics cards, and ASUS takes it up a notch with its reasonably priced ADA Lovelace offering, the TUF Gaming RTX 4090 OC. TUF gaming products have been critically acclaimed by gaming enthusiasts. While they aren't really tough, as you'd expect from the naming scheme, they do have a knack of lasting longer than you'd expect. For instance, I've never had a TUF product die on me yet. However, take this statement with a grain of salt, as I might just have been lucky in this case. Before we get into the design of the GPU, it's important to clarify that I'm reviewing the TUF Gaming OC today, not the OG variant of the same lineup. The OG variant uses the predecessor RTX 3090's cooler design and PCB. ASUS is marketing the OG variant as a cost-saving iteration of the 4090, which, in my opinion, might not satisfy someone spending that much money on a GPU. The minimal difference in price isn't worth it. Let's jump right back into the design of the GPU, where things are super interesting, as ASUS has totally revamped the cooler's design this time round. On the front, we have triple 105mm axial tech fans that take advantage of dual ball bearings, which, according to ASUS, provide 23% more airflow compared to traditional fans. The two side fans operate counterclockwise, while the middle fan operates clockwise, which also helps the overall better heat dissipation. As for the GPU shroud itself, it's beautiful. The brushed aluminum design covers the whole heatsink array and literally overshadows it with a very premium look that feels as good as it looks, because it's a full metal shroud. Speaking of which, the backplate is beautifully implemented as well, with a black metal finish and a huge ventilation slit for airflow to move directly through the heatsink. Taking a look at the GPU horizontally, there's some RGB splash around the end of the shroud. Honestly, ASUS nailed it with the design of this GPU, as there's a subtle accent of RGB along with the TUF logo. The best part? You can customize all of the RGB goodness to your liking with the ASUS Aura Sync software, available directly through the ASUS website. At this point, it's important to note that the RTX 4090 uses the newer 12-volt high-power port, which delivers over 600 watts of power through a single cable. This transition is mandatory if you're upgrading to or acquiring any RTX 4000 series GPU. Keep this in mind if you're upgrading your GPU with an existing PSU. You might need to manage the cable slack resulting from connecting the PCIe to the 12-volt high-power port extender. This caution is specifically for enthusiasts who prioritize a cleaner look and aesthetics in their gaming rigs, like myself. Let's talk about performance. This variant comes with a superior boost clock out of the box at 2565 MHz, which is around 2% better than the reference card. It's based on the latest ADA Lovelace architecture and TSMC's 4nm node process, which enables this card to excel in any AAA title at the highest frame rates. Speaking of which, higher refresh rate 4K gaming is effortless for this card. In some cases, this GPU can also be used for 8K gaming, due to its sheer power, with 82.58 TF32T flops. For comparison, the Sony PlayStation 5 is capable of producing 10.29 TF32T flops, meaning the RTX 4090 delivers almost 8 times the power of a PS5. Regarding thermals and acoustics, the vapor chamber coolers keep things cool despite the GPU drawing almost 600 watts when overclocked, so temperatures won't be an issue. Additionally, while the fans ramp up to higher RPMs to maintain these temperatures, they remain relatively quiet due to their innovative design. Ultimately, this is a flawless GPU in terms of performance. Competition-wise, there's no GPU out there that can match the immense power of NVIDIA's RTX 4090. The closest rival is AMD's 7900 XTX, but it doesn't quite reach the performance levels of the RTX 4090. This is pretty typical for Nvidia, as the company has consistently led the way in creating the fastest GPUs on the market. All things considered, the TUF Gaming RTX 4090 OC truly deserves the premium 4K gaming tagline. With its extraordinary performance, excellent thermals, and notably exquisite all-metal design, this card has everything you need for cutting-edge gaming. However, it's worth noting that it comes with a high price tag. To sum up, what I like is the premium brushed aluminum GPU shroud, the great high refresh rate AAA titles gaming performance, and 82.58 T-flops of raw gaming power. On the downside, hefty price tag. Ratings: Design, 9 out of 10. Performance, 9 out of 10. Acoustics, 8 out of 10. Thermals, 8 out of 10. Value, 6 out of 10, for an overall rating of 8 out of 10.